to the counselors about the shelters and stuff?
The long-term goal is to focus on permanent housing as the end goal. And in addition to these enforcement actions, the state is also investing in increasing our affordable housing inventory so that people have a place to go, as well as allocating resources for the services so that people can get off the streets quickly and also help to stay in their housing in the long term.
Dogs are all over it. Yeah. The DOT is planning to put up a fence, so they're just trying to let people know that they're not supposed to have their property in this area because it is restricted per the Hawaii Revised Statute. So we're just trying to give people as much notice as possible before we put up the fence, because we're trying to, respect their privacy, respect their property. So that's what we're doing.
And the reason for the fence is to do what?
The reason for the fence is to protect users, the publics who are using this bike path, both for bicycling and for people who run here, people who walk here. So protect the general public. You guys okay with the shelter? You have shelter information and all that? You guys good? You okay? All right. You guys doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we're giving people soft notice that DOT is planning to put up this fence because this is an operational area for the Department of Transportation Highways. We are going to be using it to, store some stuff because our actually yard is not that very far away. So, and then tomorrow the guys are coming out again to try to see what has been labeled as trash and then start dumping those. And then Friday they're going to come back again, hopefully with some more outreach people. And then on Monday they're going to start to put up a temporary fence.
But because when they start building the fence, it'll be an unsafe area for people to be in, we've been going out for the past couple of days, notifying the people in the area that the construction is going to start and giving them options about shelter and housing. The main goal really is to connect people to the appropriate type of resources and also help to identify which items are trash that can be thrown away and which items are property that need to be stored for the longer term. So that's what we're doing this morning, and that's what we've been doing the past couple of days.
Outreach is coming, but they're going to start putting up the fence on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
We want to make sure that we're respecting the rights of the homeless persons that are living in these areas. Many of these people, we know that their belongings are their personal property, just like each of us have personal property, and we want to make sure that those rights to property are respected, while also making sure that we give them options so that we can get a long-term resolution to their homelessness. Our goal is not just to push people from one area to another, but really focus on the long-term solution to help them get into permanent housing.
Putting the trash there. So we grab the trash and
We're going to grab some bags.
got it.
So we can shove them into bags, but the big stuff we can,
Hawaii Revised Statutes 171-315 outlines a specific procedure. The first step is we go and we talk to the people here and have the people identify for us, if they are here, what is their belongings and what is trash. And that way it's really clear for us what needs to be thrown away. For anything that there's a question about, where there's a place that looks like someone might be living there and they're just not there when we come, we'll tag the item first, leave it for a period of 24 hours to see if it's abandoned. And if it's abandoned, we'll tag it again. And the process in HRS 171-315 specifies that we can leave that item for at least 30 days. And if at the end of 30 days the tag is still there and the items are still there, then we can dispose of it. So we're just really following the process outlined in the law.
What's the primary factor or factors that you want people working in various state agencies to consider when they're contemplating conducting an activity like this?
I think to make sure that we're always making sure that we do enforcement and outreach together at the same time. So while we're addressing the public safety issues, we're also providing opportunities for people to get into shelter and housing, and that we become familiar with the law, that we know what the requirements are that are already prescribed in statute or in our administrative rules, and just make sure we're following the laws and rules that are already there. Yeah, so part of the difficulty is each agency, whether it's Department of Land and Natural Resources, Department of Transportation, DOE, or even divisions within an agency may have different administrative rules. So the first step is always to consult with your Deputy Attorney General, make sure you understand the administrative rules and the statutes, and then from there coordinate it with my office to make sure that we can connect the social service pieces to that. There's a lot of adjustment and course correction as you go, but I think the other thing we're learning when we actually do go out and we talk to the people in these encampments, we actually are not getting a lot of resistance. People are very cooperative, willing to work with us, and I think that's another thing for state agencies to understand, that sometimes it's a little scarier than what the actual reality is, but when we get out here, this is a population that's really easy to work with as long as we're clear and we explain the process of what they can expect. And make sure that your public information officer, your communications department, and my office are in the loop so that we can coordinate the response. And also, really try to identify any other state agencies that may have surrounding properties that could be impacted and coordinate with those agencies as well.